I first joined Bridge to China because I really didn't know that much about China, and I was interested in helping people, and it seemed like a good opportunity for me to apply my architecture skills to a group who could maybe benefit from them in another country.
So my major is civil engineering, and I came across Bridge to China from a friend when I studied abroad in Hong Kong, and it just occurred to me to be the right thing to do. For one thing, it kind of helps improve my knowledge in civil engineering, and on the other hand, I can help people while doing it, so it was a very easy choice for me.
Spent a full day in Chongqing, spent a little bit of time in Lijiang, and got to meet a lot of people from Bridge to China and from China in general. Then went to the village and worked on the bridge, went on a hike and met a lot of villagers, had a really nice time.
Just like all the other volunteers, I went there, I listened to instructions from the leaders who organize the building, logistics, and I just do the same work everybody else was doing, which is, carrying rocks, making steel gaping wires, just having a lot of fun doing that.
Well, for me, home is right outside of Chicago, and I think the main difference between where I'm from and where we were in the village in China, it's very remote in the village. Where I'm from, everything's very convenient. You could walk or drive, a few minutes and be somewhere that you could, buy supplies or food or anything that you need. And the village is a lot more self-sustaining. They really need to take care of themselves and kind of produce what they need in the village. So it was really incredible to live with them and, see similarities and differences between home and Palmaping. The biggest obstacle was probably language. I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese or any local dialects, but I met a lot of great friends, and I was really impressed at how accommodating everyone was when I was over there, how well most people speak English, to the point where I wish that I could speak Mandarin now.
Our biggest obstacle was just in terms of the technical aspect. There were some cases where things didn't fit quite as well, but we were able to overcome that because we have such excellent professionals who have experience building similar kind of bridges, so they knew what should be done in the given situations.
The community outside of Palmaping that we were staying with was really great. I really liked being with them. I couldn't speak the language, and yet somehow we still communicated. I had a really nice time with the guys who helped work on the bridge with us. They were very kind. They introduced us to their kids. We were always greeted with smiles, and it was a really incredible opportunity to meet these people from the village who seem so different at first from me and where I'm from, and yet we can still have an understanding and get to know each other even without speaking the same language.
Oh, the community was very great. They were helpful carrying the beams, and they were helpful in providing us the living quarters. They were very hospitable. It was nice to work with them, and not much I can say as negative. They were just very warm, very helpful.
It's hard to pick a most memorable moment. I never stopped smiling the whole time. My nickname when we were there was Happy Dragon, and it was because everyone made fun of me for always smiling on our trip. But if I had to pick one moment, it was probably the fifth morning, the morning after we had finished the bridge, seeing the first villager walk over the bridge instead of walking through the river. It was a younger woman from the village, and she was carrying a pack on her back with plants that she had. And to see her be able to use the bridge that we had spent 7 or 8 months working on, and then in the village actually building, was really cool to see somebody benefiting from it.
Most memorable moment would probably be when we were almost finished with the bridge, and we had a teenager come up to me. He was asking all these questions about some of the technical regards of the bridge, such as how will the water flowing under the bridge affect the way bridge is used. And to me that was very interesting, because I can see that this bridge has a big effect not only on how people cross, but on what they think about it and how they will use it in the future.
Biggest thing that I learned from the experience in traveling through China and being in Palmaping was really that we're not all that different no matter where we're from. That's probably the biggest thing I could take away from it. I really had a good connection with villagers, Hong Kongers, mainland Chinese, all my new friends. I think we're much more similar than I had expected going into it.
Well, I learned many things, but I think if there's one thing I learned is it's really the people that you were working with, not just the land, the materials, the technical drawings. You really have to understand the people, and you have to know how to work with people, know what their needs are, and so I think that's the most important part. The build trip, for example, I didn't expect everything to go as smoothly as I felt it did, because I was expecting a lot of things wouldn't work out quite right. But again, like I said, because of all the helpful professionals and everybody's enthusiasm, everybody's had the heart to do it right. We really didn't have much obstacles as I expected.
I miss a lot of things about China. Even though we were working hard every day to work on the bridge, there was a certain level of being calm and just feeling very good being in the village. I loved being up in the village in the mountains and working on a bridge, meeting friends in the evening, and then going to sleep because we were all tired. So I probably miss all my new friends in China the most.
People, the peace, I think when you're there, the only thing that really mattered was the bridge and the people and the nature around you. So you kind of zone out all the complicated things you have in life once you're back in this big society. So that was kind of the thing, just the serenity, just being able to enjoy that simplicity, just people, bridge, and nature. That was